He's the smooth talking, drive walking, banana eating, the one and only, your favorite morning host. It is Adam Josh.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show. This is number 153. We've had 153 bananas. The last one, 152, was unceremoniously cut off or interrupted by a customer. I know customers have every right to come to a business, so it was an unfortunate interruption, but it happens. Here we are. It is Monday, the 10th of July, 2023. It is 8:30 a.m. Not even 8:26 a.m. I wake up early. You know, the shop opens at 9, but I like to be here a little bit early. Wake up early anyway. Let's get into it. Crack into a banana. I think when I got cut off on the last one, 152, and I apologize for that, I was talking about we're going to jump right into it because I felt bad about getting cut off. We were talking about my adopted family and the wedding that was happening over the last week. Pakistani weddings, Desi weddings, Indian weddings, not to be outdone by anyone else. And if you haven't been to a Pakistani or a Desi or an Indian wedding, it's hard to describe. So, there are many different events. And the problem with the events is the nature of the events are party, food, dancing sometimes. And for the girls, they like to have special events, and for the men, there's some special events. All of it is family friendly. All of it is, as far as the Pakistanis go, there's no alcohol. So, you know, the kids can be up partying with the adults until 1 a.m. because there's nothing adult that happens. So, you have what would be considered like the henna party, right, for the women. For people that are in the wedding party or people that the close family has invited. At the henna party, so that was like day one. And originally, I was not going to go to that. I was going to take care of the kids and let Desiree go hang out with my adopted little brother's wife and family on our side of the family. But then, out of nowhere, Harris invited me. So this is like the day of. You know, I was doing lights at the house, and they invited me the day of. So I said, okay, but I'm bringing Caden and Tyler. So we all went. It was more that, you know, the ladies were inside and the guys were outside. That was about it. At the end, whenever all the women had henna, there was some live music. Then everyone went home. I think it was like maybe 11 or midnight. So that's one whole night. Just that. Just that. And you go home the next day, and the next day it was a party at a local hall that we had, where we've had people get married before. And the point about the hall was now the whole family on the groom's side is gathered together. They want to see the wife or see the bride, and basically everybody from the local community that he knows is to celebrate the wedding on this side. That's another whole night. So we're at day 2 now. And this is still functions that are put on by the groom's side mostly. So the bride, in this case near Toronto, her family's near Toronto, and I was kind of not aware of what was going on the bride side. I'm sure they had their own functions. We were invited to one function that the bride's family set up, maybe on one of the last days of the parties that I went to. So, yeah, the one at the hall, a lot of food. I think we were eating for about 4 hours straight, and then dancing, live music basically until everybody was falling asleep, including the people who were playing. It was just chaos as far as like sleep deprivation goes. It was like 12:30 and people were just like, all right. It thins out. People were leaving that night. And then there was a third party, which was near Toronto, in a hall where the bride's family was more familiar with. So at that point, they had the imam come and sign the documents. So on the third celebration, they were actually what we would consider in Canada getting married. The documents were already acquired a long time ago, the marriage certificate and whatnot. So they were just signed on the third day there near Toronto. So to get to Toronto from Niagara, where we are, we all took a limo bus up and back. And the people who were in like the main wedding party who could fit in a Rolls Royce went in the Rolls Royce. My kids and Desiree stayed home that day, so it was just me. Then the next day, if you're counting, we're at party day number 4. We had the cruise in Toronto from Toronto City Cruise Lines. Took a whole ship, 3 floors, and went around the harbor for a couple hours. Again, a lot of good food. And the bride and groom are there. The party is in their honor. They're hanging out, talking to people, and they are now a married couple. There was one more celebration after that, I think near Toronto, maybe Ajax, where the bride's family has some favorite Pakistani restaurant that they all like to eat at, so they bought the whole restaurant out for the night, and that would have been the 5th or 6th night of partying. As a vegan, it would have been tough for me, and so I didn't ask to go, and I was not invited to go, and I think it was assumed that this vegan is not going, so I did not go. In all those things, in all those events, you'll have and there was another evening party at the house that they live at that I didn't go to. So of all those events, you'll have events that the general public and your friends are invited to, then your close family, and then just your close circle of friends and family, and then just immediate family members. So there was things that, like, I have some acquaintances that know us that were upset that they weren't invited. We have tenants that were kind of emotional about not being invited. I'm not going to speak on behalf of my little brother, but we can't just invite the whole town and everyone because they feel like we should. So in Niagara, it's really easy to know me and to know our family. We're easy to be known. We're easy to know because we're in a lot of places. that you would go. Our family is, so it's easy to be known. Yeah, and we're a pretty friendly family, to put it one way. Well, that doesn't mean that we want to invite everyone to everyone's weddings, right? So that's what I was up to, having this 5-6 day wedding thing. And by the end of it, you're just exhausted. You know, the kids are tired, their sleep pattern is all screwed up, even though it's family friendly and the kids loved it. The kids loved the limo rides, the kids loved playing heads up charades with the other kids who were their age on the limo bus. They loved the cruise, they loved all the food. It was a lot of fun. Congratulations to my little brother Harris and his wife Uniba, and we welcome her to the family. In my case, the adopted family. There was one really awkward part of the wedding ceremony. They were trying to do traditional ceremony where people are supposed to feed them. You know, they get a choice of things. You're supposed to feed the bride and the groom. You're supposed to eat out of your hands. Desiree was with me, and it was explained to her that this is what is supposed to be done at this point. And I said, well, Desiree's going to have to do it for me too, because I am not feeding these two people. It was there were some bizarre things, but I think for the most part, this particular Pakistani wedding was a lot of fun and memorable, for sure. So that's what I was up to this last little while. Not the thing that I've been working on in the background, as I referenced before, what we're calling Operation Church Fart. There's so many things that I have been working on lately in the background, and that is not one of them. The wedding was not. The wedding is something I've been working on, but not like nothing I can't talk about in the background. Yeah. So here we are. I visited my mom yesterday in the hospital. I gave her a bracelet that I got her. I would say that my mom is deteriorating rapidly. And it's tough to watch your parents age. I'm talking about my biological mom now, not any adopted family member. So she's in a hospital still, and it doesn't look like she'll be getting out anytime soon, and probably will be going to long-term care. I don't really know what else to say about that. It's tough to watch your family get old. But in our case, like, it's a long time coming for my mom. It's not like this is coming as a surprise to anybody. Like, oh no, she was the perfect picture of health, and then suddenly took a turn for the worse. We've been watching my mom, as drink as a non-functioning alcoholic for her entire life, my entire life at least, taking pills and whatnot for 40 years. It's got to take a toll on you. Diabetic, mental health issues, PTSD. And she has lived through a lot as well. A lot of abuse, some of which, like, I have been there and observed. I used to, like, when I was younger, I would get in between her and her boyfriends, guys who would be abusive. Some of my earliest memories are saying, like, don't touch my mom, as like a 5-6-year-old, to guys who were trying to beat my mom up. So my mom has had a long history of abuse and reasons to reasons to need some help. It sucks. It is what it is. The endless lighting project is over with, which means now I have to undo the endless lighting project. So if you follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com, you'll see me disassembling the lights that I've been assembling. I have, I think, 10 more lights on order that I'm going to be installing in some stairs as a permanent fixture. But the overwhelming majority of the lights that I installed were meant to come out after the wedding function. The neighbors are thankful for that. Yeah. If you're waiting for book updates, my investment strategy book, my first book, the only book I've ever written, I would still say it's about 90% done. I'm waiting for a couple things in my personal life to fall into place before I publish it, before I start shipping it out. And this ties in with Operation Church Fart. And I hope that you understand. I hope that you have patience if you were looking forward to ordering the book. And you can pre-order it now on my website. If you're interested, it's $29.95. I'll put you on a list with a couple other people, and I will ship out the book to you first before anyone else. So yeah, I apologize if you thought that it would be something that would be done in a week or two, but I have not put a time limit on me finishing this book, other than maybe by the end of this year, hopefully by the end of this year. That's kind of been my frame of reference. Because it's my first book, I want to be proud of it. I want to have all my T's dotted and I's crossed. And that is not happening in the next 4 or 5 days. So with all that being said, follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com. My website is adamjosh.com. What else? Put some music on. If you didn't already hear about it, the president of Ukraine is calling for preemptive nuclear strikes against Russia, and America, for whatever reason, has been sending cluster bombs to the Ukraine. I guess they're running out of munitions. 500 days of war, and they haven't got the message yet. All the support structure from countries, even like Canada, with financial aid and whatnot, and it just can we just admit that if the Ukraine didn't have some type of international sympathy card, they would have lost whatever war campaigns they're fighting a long time ago. So you could say some wars are meant to be lost, or if you lose a war, just quit your complaining and move on with your life. If you have a country and you have an army and you go up against a bigger country with a bigger army and you lose, are you allowed to just lose? Should war ever really be lost if you conduct war? So in this 2023 modern society, we don't want people to lose. Everybody wins. But in war, it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes in war, there's a real loser. So this is why you don't want to go to war. I'm just saying, in a battle between two people, there's going to be a winner and a loser. And in 2023, everybody wants everybody to just be winners. And sometimes there's just losers. You lost a battle. And I would say, frankly speaking, the Ukraine, without the aid of all the propping up and aid of the foreign countries, including my own Canada, they would have lost this battle. Just flat out. Just lost it. But we can't allow that for some reason. Humanity can't allow that, and they're just nope, we're not going to accept the Ukraine losing. So more guns and more ammo and weapons that we shouldn't even be using, like cluster bombs and preemptive nukes. When does it end? Why can't we just allow a country to lose a war? I don't make these decisions, and you're probably glad I don't. Hey, I got some new glasses. Check these out. Specsavers is where I got them. They got blue light blockers. I'm getting old, 41 years old. So yeah, if you want to support me, pre-order my book. Send Coda Vets monthly donations like I do. Coda Vets is American organization that supports U.S. vets that the government has forgotten, and people that veterans that would reach out to them and be vetted by them. That's important. A lot of people claim stolen valor and whatnot, claim to be vets. So you can meditate with us at 11:11. I try to meditate every day at 11:11 a.m. Sometimes I miss it, but most of the time I'm there. Another way you could support me is to send me a tip. I think I have a Patreon account. You could send a tip there. You could send an e-transfer if you're in Canada to adam@adamjosh.com. That's my website. So if you have an Interac email online banking, send e-transfer to adam@adamjosh.com and write in the comments personal gift, and just send me a gift. I would take it. I got so many things I could pay for. I have so many things I have to pay for. I would take your money. No questions. So please. Yeah, what else? That's about it. I think I covered about everything I wanted to catch you guys up on. Hope that you have a great day. Thanks for following me this far, and continue to follow, please. I have this thing I've been working on in the background that I'm excited to show everyone and talk more about as I can. For now, you'll have to settle with just knowing the name of the operation. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.